Hi guys, this is Deji from Tech Pathway. Today we are going to be talking about the iPhone 14 Pro Max. My own has the Apple silicone case and I have a protective shield on top of my lens. We are going to be talking about the pill-shaped cutout on top of the screen, which Apple calls the dynamic island. The dynamic island is very interactive. A lot of apps will make use of the dynamic island. They will all appear here. Let's see how this plays out. We try to play music. We can see it here. I try to do something else like clock, timer. The dynamic island extends. If I hold it, the dynamic island extends downwards and there is a haptic feedback. If I press this, it's a full screen. This is actually really magical from Apple. Now let's talk about the camera. The iPhone 14 Pro has a 48 megapixels wide-angle lens. The telephoto and ultra wide-angle lens are still both 12 megapixels with little improvements. The front-facing camera is 12 megapixels with autofocus. Okay, camera in formats. The 48 megapixels is used in RAW mode. We can now shoot cinematic video at 4K 30 frames per second and 4K 24 frames per second, up from 1080p 30 frames per second. We're now going to the camera app, video. We now have the action mode, which is like GoPro, and it can shoot video at HD 60 frames per second, 2.8K 60 frames per second, 2.8K 24 frames per second, and 2.8K 30 frames per second. We still have the ProRes video, but we'll not be talking about this because it takes a whole lot of space. I will now be showing you sample videos and photos. This is action mode, 2.8K at 30 frames per second. Video at 4K 30. The iPhone 14 Pro Max screen brightness when viewed normally is 1000 nits. In HDR mode, it can go as high as 1006 nits. When viewed outdoors, it can go highest 2000 nits. That's really tremendous from Apple. We now have an always-on display. Display and brightness. This is enabled. This is an always-on display. This drops the phone's refresh rate from 120 Hz to 1 Hz. Guys, these are a few features of the iPhone 14 Pro Max. For more videos like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace out.